What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more AFK Journey, and again we are on the VN test servers right now. We just got that single one copy of Tasi, and we're gonna see how she actually performs, where this is very bare bones, no investment. You can see right here we do have all 5 levels and 4 levels of the skills unlocked. We have the main abilities of her kit unlocked, and we want to see what they can do. So first and foremost, we are going to go into some AFK battles. Now, because this account is sat a while, we don't quite have like a team setup that we can use with the appropriate power levels and everything, but I'm wondering how we can do if we just take everybody else, because you see here now we're working at a deficit when we only have 4 heroes. I want to see what she can do added into a team like this. Very traditional Aaron Almas type combo, very CC oriented. I want to see what her damage looks like in comparison to some of these heroes. And yes, we have an incomplete lineup, but that's kind of the goal right here. So especially with them grouping up, this Tasi ability here that's also doing the mini stun should be able to provide a lot of damage because of the enemy stacking with Aaron. Now you can see here she is very squishy, but at 50% HP she basically gets an additional life, which definitely saves her life. And when she's in the thick of things here, she's doing that additional damage because everything is done within 1 tile. Now sometimes this hypnotize might not line up the best, but again, the fact that she has multiple lives just natively, she can do that ability 2 times when she drops below 50% is just absolutely insane. I'd love to see what the damage is here from her compared to like a Supreme plus Aaron right now. Not a ton, not like when you compare it like that, it definitely seems like at 1 copy she's not going to provide a ton of damage, but it does seem like because of her survivability and everything, she might be a very good CC hero. And even this little mini stun really does add up for these actual battles here, which I like. And the fact that she has really good survivability between her and Almas, and then of course Damien resummoning the chariot, is a very durable team to say the least. And again, even at 1 copy right there, she's getting her butt kicked. But she's still able to CC the enemy over and over and over again, and it's actually able to give us pretty easy victories here. Considering we don't have a true damage dealer in this squad, she's providing quite a bit, about the same again as a Supreme Almas. Now, if we go really crazy here and we do throw a true damage dealer in, this might affect it a little bit here. We'll have to see. But again, Arden, even at, you know, Supreme Plus, taking a lot of damage. You can see Tasi actually basically died 2 times already, and it's keeping her going. But if you do add her, I think, into a team like this, a very traditional team with Arden, the additional crowd control will get disgusting. And you see here, she basically died over and over. What that also means is if you ever come across a wave here that potentially has one of those enemies in the front that's just going to one-shot your hero, you could technically put Tasi in the front to be a sacrificial pawn for that initial burst damage, because she isn't going to die. She's going to stay on the battlefield. This is another hero to get away from all those one-shot combos and everything. And surprisingly, this just looks really, really good. Again, she's not doing a ton of damage, but I feel like if you didn't even have the damage dealer in this squad, we just put like another healer in or something like that, I wonder how that would look. So let's see if she is the main damage dealer on a team like this with a couple healers, what this looks like. Because again, Almas is super tanky. She, of course, can keep herself alive over and over again. You see right there, she took enough damage and she did go down. She's doing that little poisonous magic kind of, it just feels like poison, but it's not really. But the survivability that this 1 copy hero has is shockingly good. Like, shockingly good. The amount of control she has. She's probably going to finish off Brian right there. Really, really good. And you have to remember, when we're running a team like this, like, we don't really have a damage dealer, and she's actually providing quite a bit of it here. She does finally go down, which looks like might be the end of the battle for us. We kind of need her to stay alive. But surprisingly tanky, just because, or not even tanky, durable, because again, she has those revives. It does very, very well. She has the crowd control, which is very awesome as well. And once you get her magic charms as well, that's going to be a huge, huge boost here. So yeah, when you just put her up without an actual damage dealer at a single copy, turns out pretty good. And you have to realize here too, this is a decent deficit. It's not like a 2 times deficit. We're 1 hero down. That is a big negative. I am wondering what this looks like in PvP, if she is a good hero to be running. Now, I have no clue what our level is versus the enemies. Our levels right now are kind of 160, so it is pretty even here. I wonder what happens if I take out like the Thorin and we throw the Tasi in instead. Something like this. Actually, no. Something like this kind of looks cool. I like this right here. Let's see what happens with Tasi in the back. And again, this is full-fledged PvP where there's a ton of damage coming in, and she is only a single copy. Holy cow, it goes so fast. So it actually looked like there she got, I think, killed instantly. So I wonder if her effect isn't a true get out of jail free card. If she takes enough burst damage, she might go down. Let's see if we can watch that back. I want to go back to the replay here and see what happens. So let's keep an eye on Tasi right here. She starts out in the back here. She hasn't taken any damage. She has taken a little bit. She zooms over. So there, 50%. She takes her first resurrection, so to speak, her first invulnerability. She comes back up, watching the health bar there, watching the health bar. She zooms over to the middle. Yeah, she just got 1 tapped. So I guess what happens with her is at 1 copy in PvP, she might not be all that great simply because of that. And again, I guess there's one thing we could test out with her invulnerability is what happens if we put her at the forefront of the battle and everybody else is behind. So what happens if she's at the front? Does she get just like absolutely 1 tapped? Yes, she does. So as good as she can be at 1 copy, you still need to protect her as a hero because she can still get killed. It's not like with Almas. It's weird because with Almas, like, again, it's such a weird scenario with Almas. If he like drops to a certain point, he just like teleports to the back row with his ability. But it feels like that works a little differently. I think it's part of his ultimate, right? Is where it describes it. Yeah, when he drops below 30% for the first time, he retreats to the back line. Maybe he just rarely gets like completely one-shot, and that's why. Because he is a tank. He is a tanky hero. Whereas her ability here transforms into a butterfly upon losing 50%. In this form, she becomes invincible. Recovering HP and dealing damage to adjacent enemies. It can happen 2 times, but it does seem like if she is at the forefront of the battle and she just simply gets 1 shot, like right there, that time she didn't get 100% 1 shot. She went down to like 10%. Right there, again, she didn't get 100% 1 shot, so it did let it proc. But if the enemies are so powerful that they're gonna 1-tap you, again, right there, it is enough to keep her alive. But what happens if she's like really exposed here? Yeah, she can definitely get 1 shot. So that is something to be aware of. But at a single copy, she can do a lot of really, really good stuff. You just need to keep her a little bit protected at the beginning of battle and make sure she's not going up against things like Thorin, who has that giant cleave that's going to take her out. This seems like a hero you most definitely want to invest in for AFK pushing, potentially PvP meta, and we'll have to see what her PvE damage looks like. However, I do think you're going to need Mythic plus Supreme plus all that fun stuff to even make her, at least Mythic plus to make her viable as a boss killer. I don't know if that's actually going to happen though. Don't worry, in a couple days when this does come to live servers, we'll be jumping on, building Tasi to max, and see what she can truly do. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.